What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to check out a festival that is happening every year in September, one of the most waited festivals a lot of people out here love to go, which is San Gennaro Festival, and they do it in the heart of Mulberry Street in Little Italy. Last week I went to Ferragosto Festival in the Bronx, New York, and it was amazing. This one over here is a little bit more touristy, but I thought I would come check it out at least once to see what's going on. I think later it'll get more busy, but right now it's Sunday, so I know it's probably gonna be like the same as every year, but you know, it's a tradition of me to cover it every year while I'm here in New York, so I'm gonna walk around there to see what's going on. So without further ado, join me. This over here is Chinatown, but once you make a left, it's Canal Street, and the other side of Canal Street is Mulberry Street. And actually in the nighttime it's actually nicer because they lit up the streets, you know, with the decorations, but then it gets actually a little bit more packed if you come in the nighttime. Not sure if it's gonna be packed now, but I thought it'd be better for me to walk around. I already ate a little bit something, but I'm gonna see what's over there, you know, the food and all of that, and what are the vibes happening over there. So a block down and we are in the heart of the festival. And this is busy Canal Street, and then over here we're gonna go towards the action. Oh wow, it's packed already. So I'm gonna be walking in a stampede of people out here, so. Hey, but let's do it. It is what it is, you know. I'm here in the heart of the festival, very packed already. There's music playing, but we'll see what else is going on. So this festival literally stretches a couple of blocks, and they sell like pina coladas, you know, drinks, food, of everything. They sell T-shirts and everything. Like I say, it's very popular. People from all over, they come here to this festival. They got gelato right here, you know, ice cream. And of course, one of the main attractions is pizza. I see some pretty interesting pizza here across the street. Let's see if I can get a close-up over here to show you what this pizza looks like. Okay, this doesn't look bad. Looks like the pepperoni is crispy out here. This is like pretty traditional. And this one has like a veggie and sauce. That's actually really cool. And then they prepare it right there fresh for you. So that's actually really dope. Pesto and margarita, and then they say like the label of the pizza. So it's $5 for a slice. The class is $6, $7. A little bit pricey for the pizza, but hey, San Gennaro, you know, I think it was much better in the Bronx and Arthur Avenue. Like I only got $4 of a slice of pizza, which is still a little pricey, but then here they got like meat and steak. Got kebabs over here, seasoning. They got a steak that they're gonna make. The guy's very happy cooking. Here they're making the sausages. It ain't Italian festival without sausage and the peppers and everything. So if you're a fan of food like this, Italian food, it'll be hard for you to choose because so many options. And over here they set up like the restaurants, and they do like an outdoor dining. There's designated areas where you can drink, like wine and liquor. I don't know if you can hear me because it's pretty noisy out here. But like I say, it keeps going all over. And in the nighttime it's nicer because they literally lit up like the lights. I usually like to call this like the end of the summer festival, you know, one of the last, even though they do festivals all year long in New York City, but this is like the ending, you know, we're still in September. September's like the best month. Not only because they do like a lot of festivals, but like the weather, it's actually the best, you know, it's not really hot and cold out here, so. But let me keep walking a little forward to see what else can I find. At Cafe Napoli, I guess they sell pasta 15 bucks. Can't even see what he's making. Sausage, oh, the little girl helping them out. Those are some huge sausages, wow, look at that. Dang, like an intersection over here, you know. Let me see what's going on here. I see like a dessert joint. Maybe they got coffee and stuff. And over here, it ain't an Italian festival if you don't see cannolis. Different kinds of cannolis are pretty big. And there's more on the other side over here. You can see it keeps going. They got even more over this side. And then they got the famous gelato. So you guys like it, it's pretty nice. So not much on this side, there's the basic things. And the other side, I think they got, there's a few stuff, but I'm gonna keep making it towards the right to see what else can I find. You see how crowded it is behind me. Even ahead of me too is a lot of people, so but I think in the nighttime it's gonna be even more. And then this festival, they do it for 10 days up till the 21st of September, so by the time I upload this video, if you're around, you still got time to come out here. So over here, you know, the restaurants, they set up like the outdoor thing so you can sit down and eat. Even this one too, Cafe Napoli. They occupy a couple of outdoor sitting areas, like if you want to sit down and watch the people, you want to people watch, it's a good vibe, you know. They specialize in this area, you know, the wine, the sangria and stuff like that, like the drinks and everything, so Yeah, pretty good vibe. You see all the diversity of people coming out here, you know, to enjoy the day and everything. So, gotta tell you, if you're claustrophobic, this is not the place for you, you know, because it gets like super jam packed. I was in a spot there where we were literally like bundled up and with people and all. So here we got like a pasta joint. I just want to show you some of the stuff they offer. You got meatballs, you know, pasta penne. So honestly, believe it or not, I'm not really impressed with the food that they got here, because most of the times it might taste good with the first bite, but then it's not really like that fresh, especially when it's been sitting out there. If you want to get like real pasta, go to the restaurants or head all the way to Offer Avenue in the Bronx, which Offer Avenue in the Bronx is actually the real Little Italy. This is just too touristy, so Italy is an area where they specialize in cheese and stuff. Let me see if I can get a close-up. You know, the crowds is just jam-packed out here, so. Yeah, this one over here that I'm showing you, it looks authentic, but he's making it fresh, so I think this one over here is probably the real deal. You got a restaurant and bar. People get to sit down there. Like I said, I'd rather just get food from restaurants like this, because it tastes fresher than this one's over here. They got fried always, but you get this in every Italian street festival. Here's another cannoli joint right here. You can see on the bottom. They got some cheesecakes over here. Can't see it clear, but still. Last time I live streamed at this festival, I had an espresso. That sounds about good right now, but I'm gonna keep walking around here to see what else can I find. As you can see, I don't even see the ending of the festival. Like, it keeps going, it's like a couple of blocks, you know, like ahead of me, so. But let's see what else is happening, you know. And look at the crowds of the people out here, so. At a dessert joint, this is like a busy intersection right here. So you see, my advice is, if you don't want to deal with the crowds, but you still want to check out the festival, come during the weekdays, like Monday, Tuesday, come early, and you got the whole festival to yourself. Of course, there's going to be people, but it's not going to be jam-packed like you see over here, you know, all the crowds and stuff. But it's Sunday, and the weekends, you know, it gets really packed out here. Look at the crowd of people. And with that Little Italy, it's a pretty good shot though, you know. Let's keep walking around here, you know. Vibes are pretty good, you know. I've been coming to these events, you know, for years, so I guess it's a tradition when you're here in New York City to come to these festivals and events. Like I say, it goes for 10 days up to September 21st, so you got plenty of time to come out here and enjoy the festival. This is like the bar area. You could buy beer or wine or sangria, and then you just hang out here and chill. And then, like I say, you can not even see the ending. It keeps going all the way towards the end, you know. But to be honest, most of the stalls that you see here are literally just pretty similar. I guess this is like the restaurant area, you know, bars and stuff. People just chilling with their friends or their family, eating stuff out here. Like I say, most of the stalls are just similar, just like a different type of name, and I guess they compete to offer you like a better type of food, but it's like pasta, sausage, meatballs, and then dessert joints, so. But I mean, the vibe and looking at the festivities and the lights and the activity, you know, I guess it adds up and it brings like a good style over here. You got empanadas. I'm a huge fan of empanadas, but I'm from Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, we call it empanadillas. It's a different type of empanadas, let me see. Kind of small. Like I say, where I'm from, there's a debate. Some areas they call it pastelillo, but I grew up in the southwest of Puerto Rico, so we call it empanadilla. So this is the dessert spot. Let me see. This over here is a cigar section. The guy making the cigars. I don't smoke, but for those who smoke, you know, they might like looking at this area over here. Wow, a lot of options. So also another thing you want to consider, a lot of these stalls over here is cash only. There might be some stalls where they take debit cards or other forms of payments, but be sure to bring out, you know, cash. There's a lot of the spots that probably don't take, you know, debit cards, so, you know, if you want to pay, then, you know, they mostly take like cash only, so keep that in mind when you come over here. You can see I'm passing a block, then it keeps going. I think it's literally like 2 or 3 more blocks out here. And I was coming from over that side. Always like a good vibe. And I mentioned many times when I come to Little Italy, I've eaten here like 2 times Figo Gelato, and it's really good. So it's good to see that they have a stall here, and they offer desserts. I mean, you know, this is a really legit spot. I made a video here years ago, you know, a couple of years ago, and it was really good. But I didn't know they had like more desserts. I'm trying to look here. They got a Dubai chocolate cannoli. They got a couple of stuff in the menu. They even got vegan and dairy free, so that's really good, you know. There's a lot of people that got, you know, lactose problems, then vegan, so this is good. So the options, and then they got these desserts over here. I know back in the days you can mix some of the flavors too, so like I say, it's been a minute since I've been here. Look at this cannoli over here. It looks like it has pistachio, I'm not sure. It looks like a Dubai chocolate cannoli. Here they sell sandwiches. I mean, it's so much to see out here, and then overwhelming with the crowds of the people and everything, so. I think that's like a meat. Oh, cool. So they're just cooking the meat out here. Look at this over here. They sell watermelon slush. I guess it's good for, you know, to refresh you, like a shake out of watermelon. That's really cool. And what is this, like more cannoli joint? Oh, nobody here, good. Perfect for me to film. You see all the pastries and stuff. Pretty big though, and then. I'm looking, years ago they used to have the ice cream rolls. It seems like they brought them back this year in the corner. Let me see if I can get a little close up and show you guys. We're in the corner, roll ice cream. I had it years ago when I spotted it for the first time. Really good, you know, like a different type of ice cream. This is another block here. They offer boba tea. So this by Italian food, you might find a little bit of other ethnicities of food, you know, but it's mostly like the Italian joint. And of course, like I say, pretty much a similar vibe. Like sausages, for you to play, you know, jerseys and stuff. And here they got henna tattoos. This one's a little bit different over here. I think it's like a neck tart or something that they sell over here. It's Brazilian. So they sell, or Portuguese, they sell. It's actually Portuguese, they sell egg tarts right here. So they got like 2 more blocks to go over here. But yeah, pretty much, you know, like I say, every year is pretty much like this similar setup that they got going on. So 2 more blocks, and then at the end it's much more chiller. You see, 1 and I believe 2. So I guess 2 more blocks to go. So then behind me you can see, you can't even see the ending that goes all the way to Canal Street, but yeah. You know, they really do an effort to decorate the whole streets with the lights and everything all the way towards the end. And September, you know. Like I always say, September, I think it's the best month to come to New York City. Not only because of the vibes, but also like the weather is just perfect. And then for those wondering, there's bathrooms in here, so this is what you get, the porta potties. No, it's not, you know, like, wow, the best, but that's what you got, porta potties, so it answers your question, you know, you just gotta walk all the way here. Here's like a beer area where you can get a beer. And what they got here, the sink, sausage. I think this is gonna be a short video because everywhere you walk, it just looks similar. But you're gonna enjoy, you know, the people walking around here. We got the aguas frescas, but I wonder how much it costs for those stuff. I know in some of those spots they charge like 10 bucks. I can't even see the prices, so pretty sure you're gonna ask them how much it is. They're like 10 bucks or more. Oh no, the small one is 7, the medium is 10, then the large one is 13. So damn, $7 for a small cup of drink. That's crazy. Well, you know, a lot of people here are willing to spend it, so that's one of the things I don't like about United States. The pricey, you know, food and stuff like that. And sometimes the quality is not really like the best, so this area is much more chiller than the other side that we were walking. You know, mostly restaurants, and they sell like decorations and stuff out here, so. Oh, then they got corn too. Like grilled corn over here. This area over here is more chill. This is where we got the church. And I think it's like the last block of the festival that we got going on. But we got some s'mores here on the other side. Let me see if I can get a close up. So this here they sell s'mores. You can see they got a cathedral right here in the church. They did something a little bit different. Usually they got the Ferris wheel, which they put in with some of those other streets. They put the Ferris wheel all the way at the end over here. So I'm just gonna walk towards it and show you guys where it's at. Here, traditional games that you can play. And then this is where they got the famous Ferris wheel. like I said, they move it. They never put it in this side over here. I guess they try to, you know, do something a little bit different this year in the San Gennaro Festival. Festival goes straight through Canal Street all the way to Houston Street. And like I said, you know, the ending of the festival is right here. Houston Street is right here in front of me, so, yeah, and then you see much more quiet, but if you walk a little bit more towards that side, it gets busier. And then here you got East Houston Street. And then of course, the action happens over here, you know. But it's been like an awesome chill evening out here, you know, exploring San Gennaro Festival. Like I said, it was very crowded, but like I said, it's only Sunday. I think if you come later, like in the nighttime, it gets actually much more busier. So, you know, the crowds and everything. And in the nighttime, it's basically, you know, it lights up, so it's perfect for you to be taking pictures out here. So I think this is gonna be a perfect spot for me to wrap up this video. San Gennaro Festival in New York, you know, a lot of things that happens in this beautiful city. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all, and peace.